What is up, everybody? NC.
AC and
We are here to talk about Triple H and just how bad of a booker he is. And this one is about his favorite golden goose, his favorite golden boy, the one, the only Cody Rhodes. The thing about Cody Rhodes that even his most diehard fans will never be able to comprehend is that the guy is a no draw. He cannot draw. It's to the point where he is actively bringing down Smackdown. And I tried to bring this up online on X to the fans, and they said, nah, it has nothing to do with the fact that the show sucks. It has nothing to do with 3 hours. Granted, those are some things to be concerned about, and a big reason why a lot of people don't want to watch SmackDown. But even when SmackDown was 3 hours, it was getting better ratings with Drew McIntyre as the champion. It was getting better ratings with Randy Orton at the top, competing against Cody in a somewhat interesting feud. At least the first one in a long time for Randy Orton. Now, we're back to Cody's boring fucking reign. With him being the TKO guy. I'm against TKO, even though I'm the biggest company guy out there. It makes no sense. For the life of me, I can't see how fans can still stick up for this guy. What is there left to stick up for?
there's nothing. And like what I think Triple H is trying to do is he's trying to create his version of John Cena with Cody Rhodes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not working. It's just not working. I'm sorry. Because like at least with John Cena, like he would sell way more merch, way more fan interest. The viewership would go up, ticket sales would go up, and with Cody Rhodes, you're getting none of that. You're not getting hired. You're having to actually cut ticket prices with Cody Rhodes in the main event. You're having to you're having to watch SmackDown with lower and lower viewership because of this motherfucker. Like there's nothing to back up him becoming the next John Cena. He's not the next John Cena. He's just a mid carder that's being shoved up your ass and down your throat by Triple H because he wants him to be the next John Cena so fucking badly. I'm sorry, you can't just manufacture another John Cena. It's not that easy. I wish it were that easy, but it's not.
Well, especially for the lack of talent that Cody has. He's not a great mic worker. He doesn't have a solid character. And for making him to be Mr. Babyface, he is one of the worst babyfaces I've ever seen. He constantly cheats in his matches. He uses weapons. Those are just Babyface 101. You don't do that. Yet he does that all the time. And the fans never question his motives. They never question what he does. They never question how selfish and transparent he is. They never question the fact that he is a Nepo baby and that he's so cocky about himself. They don't question anything. Like these fans they eat up the bland Cody Rhodes before them. Could Cody be so much more with better writing, with a better story? Maybe. I'm not going to rule the guy completely out, but a lot of it comes down to when you already have a blown-up mid-carder with bad creative behind him and a Superman push, you get something that has a lot of people tuning out. And we will show you. We have a lot of examples. Well, a couple, actually. We have a couple examples we can show you on here of why Cody isn't the draw he thinks he is. So, first off, let's start out with YouTube. This is for the past SmackDown. So, as you can see, Cody Rhodes, 146K views. It's after 11 hours. Not very impressive.
No.
Then you go to Fatal Influence. They got 10,000 more viewers than him. Charlotte got 15,000 more views than him. Tiffany Stratton, what was she getting? 163. Then you have Jacob Fatu, that got 707, the highest viewed. R-Truth and Damian Priest, 177. And then you go to the other tab over here. And here you got Jacob Fatu, 484. Rhea Ripley, I expected more, but 166. Rhea Ripley challenges JC Jane, 161 for a brand new talent with no fanfare behind her. 209 for Danhausen versus The Miz. 227 for Sami Zayn and Gingerbread Man. And then 234 for their sketch. So from the information that we have available, we have solid photographical proof that Cody Rhodes is not only a no-draw, but he is the lowest rated segment on the show he's supposed to carry. How does this make any sense?
It doesn't. It does make sense in the sense that Cody Rhodes is not the draw that people make him out to be. It's that he's stale. You could complain about it. You could argue it any way you want. The fact of the matter is Cody Rhodes is stale. His title reign, no one wants to see it again. There's nothing to care about. There's no feud for him to be in to care about. It's just random week-to-week booking. And with him as the champion, and no one cares. And they're showing you week after week. We've already seen Cody as the champion, what, 4 years in a row now? It's old. It's stale.
Well, and even if they are planning to do something with this half-ass storyline of I'm Mr. WWE up against the evil TKO, where are you going to go with it when you can't have The Rock come back? He's too busy dressing like a woman doing Met Gala shows. He doesn't care about pro wrestling. So who the fuck are you going to get? You can't get anybody. He's already had everybody driven away. Why? Because what did he say? Said a couple things. Let me remind you, Cody Rhodes said a couple things that are inflammatory. Number one, fuck a casual. I don't care about the casual viewers. So that's one. And then another thing that he said as well is he said, we don't need The Rock. We could go just fine without The Rock. So then why are you trying to pick a feud with TKO then? How does this make any sense? He's Mr. TKO. Why? Like, where else would it go?
Nowhere. And that's the thing with Cody. It's that, if you gave, like you said, if you gave him a storyline, if he had a storyline, it could be better than this. Like there would at least be something. There would be a reason to care about Cody Rhodes. Maybe, depending on who he's feuding with. But with what we got now, there's no reason to care.
No, absolutely. Well, that's the thing too, is you want to care. Like at the very least. Like, I think if we were in charge of creative, we could give you a reason to care about Cody Rhodes, or at least, here's the thing.
Sure.
He's never going to be accepted as the next John Cena. He's never going to be a babyface. Might as well play him as a heel. And if he doesn't want to play the heel role, too fucking bad, man. That's why we're paying you the big bucks. You go and you do what we say. If not, you could sit out the rest of your contract and pull a Tony Khan. But the way I look at it is like, dude, force him to play ball. The fact that he even has the gall to politic with Nick Khan, with Mark Shapiro, with Triple H, who the fuck do you think you are? You're so lucky Vince McMahon flew out to go and see you personally and saw something in you, because we sure as hell don't. Who knows? Maybe even Vince's finalized version of Cody could have been something good. I highly doubt it would have been, because there's only so much you can do with a blown-up mid-carder like Cody Rhodes, but if anybody can try to do something for him, it was Vince. And who knows what he had planned for him? Who knows?
Or who knows how long Vince would have stuck to it? Because I feel like Vince would have been like, "Oh, we're trying this. It's not working, pal." I think he would have given up on him. It's just it's not working. You could keep trying it all you want. He's not the megastar draw that John Cena is, and I don't think he's ever gonna be.
Well, and that's the thing too. They're trying to go for that John Cena ripoff vibe, even down to making him a Hollywood crossover actor, which you're not going to be able to take seriously because, one, he's not a great actor. No. Two, he's not a good convincing promo. And three, that annoying lisp that he doesn't want to fix. I'm sorry, I can't take a leading man seriously if he's got lisps. That's how it is. If I hear that shit, I'm going to be like, dude, I'm good. Sorry, I'm good.
Well, because it's all you're focusing on. It's like, it's not like because we're being mean or anything like that. It's that it's distracting. It's like you're trying to listen to the promo. And if all you have, listen here, Roman Reigns, I'm gonna beat you at SummerSlam. It's distracting. We're not trying to be like, discriminatory here. We're just telling you that it's distracting. It's really hard to get invested in it because it's all you're going to focus on.
Well, and that's the thing, is you wonder why there's a tune out during his segments when you get this up close shot of him staring at the camera with this icy cold gay serial killer glaze. And then you pay attention to his mouth just going, and you're just like, dude, no wonder there's a tune out. Like, even gay dudes are like, ew, turn the fucking channel. It's like, nobody wants to see this shit.
Yeah, it's like they got higher and look, and as we said, like with the issue with Cody Rhodes is there's no reason to care with him. But the other issue is the overbooking. It's like you can't. It's like only God can make something out of nothing. You can't take a guy like Cody Rhodes who has a bland personality and his promo skills are and make him into your top guy. You can't. You could try to do it like Triple H is, and it's going to fail miserably. That's the problem. Yeah.
It's Johnny Gargano all over again, man. That's what it is. We're seeing the Johnny Gargano of the main roster.
Yeah, the Johnny Gargano of the main roster is Cody Rhodes. And you're getting the least viewed, and no one cares. And people, that's the thing. It's after it's not ridiculous to say that Cody Rhodes has been in the main event of WrestleMania for 4 years in a row. That's a fact.
Oh yeah. Well,
39, 40, 41, 42.
Well, look at all these fake accolades that have been given to him, all the people that have been fed to him, a lot like Gunther, and have done nothing to boost up his popularity, have done nothing to boost up his selling ability, his merch ability, like none of that shit.
No.
There's so many people have been sacrificed at the altar of Cody Rhodes, and nothing has been gained from it. It's like, I could understand sacrificing somebody to build up a star, but with Gunther and Cody, you need to give the fuck up. The fans don't give a shit about him, and especially with bad Triple H creative, what reason do you give him to care about him?
And that's what you just brought up is like the biggest problem with all this is it's not it's bad enough that Triple H cannot make megastars, and he's trying and failing with Cody Rhodes. It's even worse when he takes guys like Roman Reigns that were just super fucking over and just devalues them, feeding them to Cody Rhodes. And you get nothing out of it other than Roman Reigns coming back and feuding with Jacob Fatu.
Oh God, dude, that we did a bad booking on that for our last Backlash, and yeah, it just goes to show you that they had their priorities mixed up. I think they were afraid to sacrifice Jacob Fatu to Cody, which whatever. I mean, he's gonna beat him anyways. It's only a matter of time. That's what you do.
Well, and that's the thing is that TKO can do this. They can re-sign Triple H and Nick Khan to keep the company stable and to keep the fucking whiny crybabies in the back happy. At the end of the day, those chickens will come home to roost. Is that when you don't have star power, you don't have when you don't have megastars, you don't have sellouts, and we just saw that at WrestleMania. You have Brock Lesnar in the fucking opening act of the show, or in the pre-show, make it even worse, and then you have CM Punk and Roman Reigns, and that's really pretty much it. And then Roman Reigns has been devalued, so the mega star power that he had 2 years ago is not there anymore. CM Punk you've seen on TV every week, so it's not like must see. Cody, like Randy Orton is just that's another guy that Triple H has really fucked over. That he's just failed him miserably with the booking, and then Cody Rhodes is he's not meant to be. So it's not a surprise to me, just taking the bird's eye view, stepping back and looking at it, as to why this WrestleMania did not sell out and to why they had to mark tickets down. And if they don't make megastars, they're going to be doing a lot more of this. And so it will eventually come back to bite TKO in the ass. But for right now, I think they're stabilizing things.
Well, and that's why I think they, like Nick Khan and Triple H signed the contracts when they did. They're like, shit, This is the time to re-up right now before shit really hits the fan.
Well, and here's the thing.
Go for it. Yeah.
Do we know how much they got paid?
We don't. I mean, I will say, looking at the chart that I last looked at, TKO, their executives are making a lot. I know on his previous deal, Nick Khan made like 3 times what he made beforehand. So they're making a lot of money, these executives, these white collars. They're making a ton of money right now.
Because my question is are they having to, because if Triple H took like a less money or like a lesser deal just to keep the power in that company, tells you everything right there.
They said multi-million, so I don't know if that was a markdown for the previous multi-millions he was getting. I don't know. Maybe it's like, in comparison, it could be like what? Like fucking instead of 25, he's getting like 11, It could be a big cut like that. Who knows?
It says a long-term agreement potentially lasting up to 3 years. So their long-term agreement is a 3-year deal.
Wow, that's not very long-term.
No.
I consider 10 years a long-term. I consider 5 years a mid-term. Yeah. I consider 3 years a short-term.
Yeah, that's a short-term deal. That's not long-term at all.
No, not at all. Well, it tells you, if anything, that they don't have much faith in him, so he's getting his cash while he can.
Don't blame him.
But I want to show you this chart. So this is the viewership for SmackDown. And notice that Cody Rhodes has been very prominent with SmackDown from 2024 to 2026. He's been pretty much their quarterback. So as you see from the beginning, right here, this was when Roman Reigns was still champion, and they were doing the bloodline stuff. And then right after the red dot, right there, that red dip, you see, just look at this, just a roller coaster going down and down and down and down and down. And now it's going back down again. They had little spikes for WrestleMania, but look at them going back down again. Unavoidable, man.
Notice how the spikes are going downward too. Like the spikes, like the tip of the spike here, in 2025 and then the tip of the spike in 2026. Notice how it's going down.
Well, I know that the marks online, they'd be like, oh, you got to give credit to the Fox deal. I'm trying to say, though, with Fox, they were getting so much more numbers, as you can see from the
Sure.
graph. And that's what they would say is the huge drop off going from Fox to USA. That would be a point if they were actually doing an entertaining product, which they're not, which is why the product kept on dipping. That's this whole, like, it wasn't even like a top roller coaster ride. It's like these little dips that go lower and lower and lower. Like, it hits a real precipice in 2026. 2026 right now is a new low for SmackDown. They have gotten stuff like this before where they dipped around that area, but look at the gigantic fucking drops, and it's going right back down to where it was earlier in the year. What was that? Around March, February? That big dip right there in 2026?
Yeah. Well, and the thing too is like you also got to factor in too the dash panel that was just implemented back in February. That's bumping the ratings up. Like SmackDown before that, they were getting 900,000. They were under 1 million.
Yeah.
This is but they're getting an artificial boost of about 200 to 300,000 viewers, and they're still getting 1.1 million.
And the fans are arguing. They said, "What's a draw to you?" And I said, "Somebody that makes close to 2 million." And they're like, "Nobody's getting that in wrestling."
Well, my definition of a draw is somebody that when you bring them in, you immediately see a boost in ticket sales, a boost in viewership. Like that's John Cena. Like when he came back, that was John Cena. In fairness to Punk, when he came back, Punk provided that, but it got stale and old after a while.
Creative.
That's what a draw is. The Rock is a prime example. When you bring The Rock in, more people watch, more people pay to go see him.
It's not enough to save wrestling, but it's enough to get a little bump. That's the whole thing, is that these stars that we're talking about, they're enough to give you 200 to 300,000 on a very temporary basis, not permanent, because the shows themselves never get better. They usually go all out for these pay-per-views, and then they fucking have Triple H book the shows, and they suck. So the momentum carrying is a big thing, especially with Rock moments, anything with like John Cena turning heel, The Rock coming back at Elimination Chamber. Triple H he completely dropped the ball on any momentum that TKO tried to give him. That's what he's proven to do.
Well, he's dropping the ball on like everybody he's booking because there's no accountability. It doesn't matter at the end of the day, as long as they had stars from the past that they could bring back to just artificially boost the ticket sale number. It didn't matter. He could book like shit, and it didn't matter. When he could bring back Bray Wyatt, it didn't matter. When he could bring back The Rock and CM Punk and Roman Reigns and all these people, he was able to just bring them. And John Cena, he was able to boost the ratings up artificially.
No sustenance, though.
Right, but what do you have now? Roman Reigns doesn't mean anything. CM Punk doesn't mean anything. John Cena is not able is retired from the ring. Brock Lesnar's retired, or so we've been led to believe. What do you like? What megastar are you going to bring back from the past and put them in a match and get people to care? Are you going to get Dave Bautista, who's almost 60?
No, it's going to be a bleed off at this point, and that's what we tried to tell you for the longest time, is that all like the TKO quarterly financials, because some marks are like, yeah, see TKO, WWE, they're still making money, yeah, $4 billion in debt still, but anyways, it's like, no, there's TKO still in debt, even though they're making all this money. That's why they're cutting the fuck out of contracts. What really fucks them over though is that they're making out, oh, Nick Khan's getting this fat contract, Triple H is getting a fat contract literally right after cuts. It doesn't look good.
Right after cuts. Well, and the other thing too is we don't know the details of those contracts. Like that's the thing, is that like from what we just saw is that Triple H signed a 3-year deal extension. What is the deal of that contract? Is he getting paid less? I bet he is.
It'd be worth it to look into, especially if you heard the rumors about like New Day getting cut down massively, Seth Rollins, whatnot, a couple other guys getting cut down massively. I think they're doing anything they can to penny pinch. And what we've always offered as a piece of advice to TKO and the brand split, get rid of the fucking brand split, cut the fuck out of the roster. There's so many people that need to go back to the indies.
Well, for sure. But like, notice like after they're like, notice that they're all of a sudden, they're doing all these cuts right as WrestleMania didn't sell out and they had to mark the ticket prices down.
It tells you everything. And we even showed you on WrestleMania, they had ads for SummerSlam, buy 2, get 1.
And that's like, and like, this is not like us like making shit up. No, we're literally saying what happened. And they're doing it now for SummerSlam. Like this is not a good. They're not in a good place right now. Like they could brag about all of the, and people got to understand too, like because they're gonna say, oh, but Mark Shapiro said that they're doing really good. Guys, look, Mark Shapiro is a paid hype man. If you still believe anything that he says, you can immediately, if you want to be disabused of that, if you want to just like not trust Mark Shapiro in the future, Mark Shapiro literally said, I'm quoting him, we have record viewership.
Yeah, so what he would do is, I guarantee you, he would use metrics like social media and being like, look at all these fucking bot views we got on YouTube. Look at all these bot views we got on TikTok. Look at all these bot views we got on Instagram. Great, you can buy viewers. Awesome.
Right, and that's the thing is like they would factor in social media into that, and I said you can't do that because what we're talking about is we're talking about the live product. We're talking about the live product. We're not talking about social media views. That is that, but of course they're going to lump it in together, and it helps them lie without like they're not totally lying, but they're not being totally honest. Like if they want to be totally honest, they would say, well, it's like our social media, it's our viewership is up, and like most of that is social media, and we're doing decent with TV, right? But even then, they're really not. But you know, it's they're paid hype men. They're hype men for the company. Like they are like the better the stock does, the more money they make.
Absolutely. Like I will say, as for Nick Khan, his contract, which was detailed in recent TKO SEC filings with a $2 to $3 million base salary, up to 200% in bonuses and significant equity. So that's what's going on for him. Triple H's former base salary was $2.8 million per year. So that's the question, if he's making that much, if he took a massive drop, if he's, probably getting more stock options to subsidize, who knows?
Absolutely. And if they're getting stock options, what happens when that stock goes down?
True.
Yeah. Like that's the thing. It's like they're all invested in hyping up the stock and keeping it up. The stock right now is at 189, which is down from what it was 3 months ago. So
I'm gonna guess he's making $2 to $3 million a year. I think it's pretty much staying the same.
Two and a half, probably.
Yeah, 2.5 is what I'm thinking. He's probably still making 2.5 with heavy stock options, and just on a 3-year deal. And keep in mind, man, health permits, like we said. Not trying to curse him or anything. It's just, dude, it's a very stressful job. Him micromanaging everything he does. He's not Vince. Never will be.
He's not Vince, and the problem with it is that you like if you build like, and this is the problem, is like all the people out there that were hyping up WWE 2 years ago, a year ago, all of that was built on stars from the past coming back. What are they going to do going forward? And we're seeing it now. The fruits are already blossoming. They're blooming. You can see it now, and what you're seeing, those flowers are blooming. What you see now is ticket prices are having to be cut. They're not selling out shows like they used to. So like I know, like I'm beating it like a fucking dead horse, but it has to be pointed out. Like everything has to be looked at it from that lens of there are no stars from the past they could bring back. So how do you genuinely increase the ticket sales? You don't. And
well, that's why TKO is going in the celebrity direction. For anybody who fucking hates that they're going in that direction, they have no other choice. They're trying to make a star out of nothing, using a pre-built fan base that they hope can come in and bring in with the star. It didn't work for Logan. Maybe you could do it for iShow Speed. I highly doubt it, because most people look at wrestling as goofy shit. If you're dedicated to it, more power to you. I hope Logan becomes a world champion. But that's another thing, too. The misunderutilization of stars that he has under his roster. What he did to Drew McIntyre, criminal. Logan Paul being a tag team champion, come on, man. And then even, like, Braun Breaker, just floating him in the mid-card for the longest fucking time. Like, pull the trigger on talents when you got them.
You have to. You've got to pull the trigger on those talents when you got them there. Especially like LA Knight, you can't like you can't fuck him over repeatedly over and over and over, and then now the fans don't care, and so now you've missed the boat on all those merch sales and having another megastar that you could have built up, because he doesn't want to. I think he genuinely does not want to build another megastar. He wants to build controllable guys and then have megastars that he's able to bring back. But if you don't have any that you can bring back, you're left with these good little hands, and the good little hands don't draw, and you don't get sellouts.
That's why I put my big ugly face in front of every show to remind
Right.
them all I'm still the biggest star.
And that's why, like, the whole John Cena announcement, we're recording this on Thursday night. Okay. I'm convinced it's going to be John Cena's going to be the special guest of all the PLEs coming forward to boost the ticket sales going forward. It's an act of desperation on TKO's. It's not going to work because, again, they're going to get used to it. They're going to get used to it. And it's not going to be important anymore. It's like, oh, John Cena's a host of, he's a host of Clash in Italy. Great. He's the host of Night of Champions. Jerk off motion, great. You know,
You're not getting the good John Cena either. What you're getting is you're getting Hollywood dick sucker. I'm gonna wear a suit and be Mr. Nice Babyface John Cena. Nobody wants to see that shit.
No, that's all you're getting, and it's you're not getting anything that's gonna really move tickets big time. Like, and we'll get like who? Yeah, it's like who? If I'm buying a ticket, like, why am I gonna want to pay to see John Cena be the host of a show? Yeah, I'm gonna need a little bit more than that. You know, like if John Cena is like in like a fucking title match, okay. John Cena is the host of the show. Who cares?
The best they could do right now is if they could hope to get John Cena on a GM deal. And that would be the best thing that they could hope to do to really try to invigorate something and get his acting involved in the show because he's a great actor. For at least a wrestler.
He is, but like the reason why I'm feeling like it's going to be that is because they need him for ticket sales but he's still going to be busy with Hollywood. If he's just doing it once a month, I think that's doable. Because I think his Hollywood commitments could get in the way of that. Whereas being like a once a month, I'm the host of a PLE. They fly me out there. They pay me ass loads of money to do it. You know,
waste of fucking time and not going to.
It's a waste of money.
For the ratings and waste of money too. And John will probably take it just because it's a dedicated paycheck, and I can't blame him for doing that. But at the same time, it's not going to do anything for the show because. Like everybody's talking, oh, John Cena's going to team up with Danhausen and come out of retirement. Do you know how fucking retarded that sounds? John Cena coming out of retirement to team up with a comedy jobber. Like, are you for sure? Are you sure? Are you sure about that? You certain?
You certain? You really want to see that? You don't want to see that.
No. Well, and that's what I'm saying. It's like John Cena, they have nothing for him. With Cody, they have absolutely nothing for him. And the sad fact about Cody is this guy has already lined himself up. He's talked about on his little podcast how he wants to be one of the guys in the back booking. Like, it feels like we're never going to escape from the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. That's what he is. The name fulfilled itself. He is a nightmare. You can't escape from it. You will always wake up with low ratings. You will always wake up with a shitty main eventer at the top who doesn't put over anybody. You always wake up with shitty new Cody Rhodes merchandise that doesn't sell. It's such a farce. Like the Illuminati has done a better job making fake CIA plants than fucking Triple H has done with this piece of shit.
Yeah, because this Triple H is just not it's the name of the show. Triple H is not a good booker. He's a terrible booker. That's ultimately the problem. Is it's gonna come back to bite them in the ass. But TKO wants stability right now. They want stability, and I understand. But it's gonna come but that stability is going to come at a cost, and they're too in the moment to see down the road.
Oh yeah, it's just Nick Khan saying, look at our record profits. We're making so much money. Oh, look at us. We keep on getting more money with every quarterly financial. And I would say to him, okay, let's see the next one. That's where you're going to see the dip. Because you don't have John Cena, you don't have Brock. Roman is a thing of the past at this point. Here they have him coming out on every Raw, and I just don't give a shit. It doesn't matter.
For sure. Well, absolutely. Well, and like I would even ask too, it's like, okay, what happens when your PLEs for ESPN? What happens when they're half full? And you've marked the ticket prices down, and even then it's still half full. You think ESPN is going to start complaining, saying, "This doesn't look good on TV. This isn't what we paid for."
They're going to be like, "Dude, is this TNA? What the hell's going on? Like, why is there such a small amount of people in the building?" You're going to have to get it to the point where you start booking these rinky-dink arenas. That's the only
downsizing.
The downsizing, really going what Tony Khan did. Really the only thing you can do at this point.
They can't do that. That's the problem, is that with ESPN, they can't do that. They're expecting a certain show, a certain type of look for their shows. You give them that. You give them, like, you book a fucking 15,000, 20,000 seat arena for SummerSlam. No, that ain't going to work.
The way I look at it is this. I look at it like TKO is really going to have to start buying some plants. They're really going to have to start asking some random homeless people on the street to fill out the arena, because otherwise they're not going to be able to.
But even then, their ticket sales are still like they have to divulge that to the public with their quarterly earnings. They have to divulge that to the SEC. They can't lie too much on that. I mean, that's the thing, is that like if these arenas are absolutely, and that news is going to get out there. Like that's the problem, is that with wrestling media being as obsessive as it is, it's that news is going to get out there.
Already is. Yeah,
Yeah.
people know. People are well aware of the fact that Mark Shapiro is a snake oil salesman,
Oh
much
yeah.
like Nick Khan, much like Triple H, even much like Ari Emanuel. They're all about selling their investment, and they realize that on paper their investment has no future, so they're trying to make it look good in the meantime.
That's what they're doing. They're hype. We say it all the time. They're hype men. They're hype men for their company, as they should be. But that's what they are. They're hype. They're hype men. They're lying to some degree. Like they're not being totally honest when they say viewership is up. They're not, because like the viewership is up for TV. No, no.
Well, and notice with Fox, before they dropped WWE, here's the thing, is a company will never publicly badmouth somebody that works for them.
No.
What they'll do is they'll phase them out. And that's exactly what Fox did with Smackdown. It phased it right out because it wasn't getting the viewership that they wanted. So they're like, okay, this deal isn't beneficial for us, even with the ad spot, even the 2-hour ad spot. So fuck you. We're out. We're going to phase you out. We're not even going to talk about you when we have our new fall lineup. We're not, or spring lineup. We're not going to mention you at all. When I saw that and they didn't mention SmackDown for that spring lineup, I was like, dude, it's only a matter of time. And then I want to say right after that, they had to go back to USA.
They did. That's a good point. That's a really good point. Like they weren't even mentioned in that press conference at all.
Yeah.
Like they weren't. And that's the thing, is and they were talking, like, one of the reasons why is that it was not valuable for them to be paying that much money for something that only sold low paying advertising. Like it didn't bring in the advertising dollars that they were looking for. So like, you know what? Gone.
Well, and that's what we said too, even with the ESPN deal, as we said, this is a get your money while you can and get the fuck out type of deal. And that's
Yep.
exactly what they're trying to do with ESPN. ESPN will never publicly come out and be like, oh, we regret that deal with WWE, because it makes them look like fucking idiots for how much money they spent on WWE by the fact that they feature Danhausen on SportsCenter and all these other stars too, like Seth Rollins showing up on that one show. It makes them look like fucking idiots for getting in bed with fake goofy WWE, and it not only are they not getting their money's worth, but they're turning off their fan base and pissing them off with this fake gay wrestling shit all over serious sports.
Yeah, I mean the actual sport fans are getting pissed off with it. They don't want, and they're saying it too. Like they're saying it in the comment sections of like ESPN. It's like, why is this wrestling shit on ESPN? ESPN is for sports,
Well, especially SportsCenter. You got to figure
Yeah.
SportsCenter is one of the most watched ESPN shows that they have on there. It's where a lot of people, they'll come home from work and they'll catch up on what's going on in the world of sports. It's a good catch-up show. Instead, they had this goofy fuck Danhausen coming out and cursing Stephen A. Smith. And you got to be thinking, like, imagine how many people take sports dead fucking seriously. It's not a joke to them. They bet money on this. They bet their
Oh, yeah.
livelihoods on this shit. They make it their fucking life. And to see this goofy pro wrestling shit coming on their TV, granted, Danhausen's a character and he can get over in wrestling. You don't do that in mainstream media.
No.
Big time fucking mistake.
No, big time mistake. And I understand that they had a partnership with ESPN. I got it. I get it. I understand that. That's why you're going to probably see Stephen A. Smith at SummerSlam and a lot of other or maybe some other ESPN personalities as well. But that's why they're doing this, man. They're trying to, like, it just, and we've seen already like even with embedding celebrities, it doesn't help.
Right. Well, and that's the thing too, is you got to look at it from the fact of the matter is, like, what if they had a guy like LA Knight who looks like a superstar on SportsCenter? What if you had a guy like Brock Lesnar who's a bona fide superstar and a former athlete on SportsCenter? What they have, even Logan Paul for that matter. You have the type of talent in WWE right now that look marketable and wouldn't look like fucking goofballs if they show up on SportsCenter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they
do.
That's the frustrating thing, and it all comes down to Triple H and who he wants to put over. That he makes all the wrong decisions, and having him pick Cody Rhodes as the guy when he keeps on failing. We showed you. We broke down the chart. We broke down the YouTube viewership. We talk about the Smackdown viewership all the time. One of the lowest ratings ever, just not too long ago. And this is all with Cody at the top. And even if you take it down to 2 hours, it's not going to help because Cody is still the fucking guy. He's never going to do anything to put over anybody. Ever. Like, it's never going to be beneficial to the company, yet you're going to see this fucking blown out mid-carder always in your fucking face, lisping away, cutting shitty promos with nothing to fucking say, acting like he's the hero when he's the biggest villain on the roster. Sad.
It really is. And that's true. He really is the biggest villain on the roster because he's become the thing that keeps other people down in the company. He's the speed bump. He's that obstacle for so many other people that want to get over and want to become megastars. It's like, even if you have like Obafemi beat Cody for the title, you know Cody's just going to win it back. It doesn't matter. It's like whatever title reign they could give Obafemi, it's not going to matter. Or whoever, or Trick Williams, whoever that person's going to be. You can't have any faith of it in it because you know how Cody's booked. He's always got to hold the title. Come hell or high water. You get like death taxes, the sun coming up, and Cody Rhodes holding a title. It's like it's just inevitable under Triple H's booking.
You'll be lucky to see Trick Williams hold the title for 3 months. You'd be fucking lucky to get something like that. What you're more than likely gonna get is long title reign from Sammy, a long title reign from Cody, long title reigns from Gunther, Seth when he's eventually healthy, a long title reign from him. You're going to get it from all the people you don't want to see that are already aging. They're already getting fucking up there. They're already battle worn. They're all bad promos. Those are the people who are going to be shoved down your fucking throat because Triple H always gets his fucking way as long as he's in creative. He doesn't care about you, the consumer. It's all about his shitty booking, and he has enough yes men and enough snake oil salesmen to stick up for him and say he's great.
And that's the issue is that like, and it's not just like this, it's the wrestlers also defend him too.
Yep.
It's like I'm telling you, man, if Triple H ever is fired, day one, you're gonna have Rhea Ripley demanding to be let go. You're gonna have Io Sky demanding to be let go. You're gonna have probably even Cody Rhodes saying, "Oh no, I cannot stand by and support this company anymore. I'm gonna sit out my contract." And they, I think even TKO knows that. I think Nick Khan knows this, and I think that if Triple H knows man is ever fired, just outright fired, you're going to have a lot of people just sitting out their contracts, and it's going to create a lot of turmoil. So the way they TKO probably looks at it is like, okay, we'll pay that big nose dipshit $2.5 million, keep everybody happy, and hopefully the ticket sales aren't too bad.
I mean, that's not a bad prediction, but at the same time, you have to realize too that we've already seen this before in the world of wrestling.
Oh yeah,
when we saw it before, to remind everybody, was in Impact Wrestling when Scott D'Amore was the president, and when he left Impact Wrestling or was teasing his leave, you saw all these wrestlers go ahead and post a little fucking hourglass emojis. Oh, it's only a matter of time before I get out of my contract. Meanwhile, they're still working Impact tapings. And what happened once Scott left and new management took over? Those hourglass emojis went away and they kept on working. Some even went over to other companies.
One of them even went over to WWE and is on the main roster right now, and is in SmackDown.
Yeah, this is and Ethan Page as well. He was another hourglass emoji guy. And this is what is really disgusting to me, is it shows their lack of loyalty, and the money talks at the end of the day. That's the thing, is Triple H could go away, and that's why it's going to be through a health sabbatical. That way they get to keep their structure and not offending any of the wrestlers. They're going to be like, Papa H, you coming back, huh? Yeah, totally come back. I'm not coming back. You know, it's a good way of keeping them at least working with the company while phasing out their contracts and moving on with the youth that doesn't have to be under the Triple H nose, you know?
Oh yeah. No, for sure. I mean, and that's the thing ultimately at the end of the day is just building the fucking future. They've got to fucking do it. They can't keep suppressing everybody and holding people back for a 41-year-old Cody Rhodes or almost 41-year-old Cody Rhodes. They can't do it. They can't keep fucking doing it. And that's the thing, is that like, you look at that roster, how many people right now are over the age of 40 on that roster? It's not sustainable.
Well, and I wouldn't be so cruel towards Cody if he was actually progressing and getting better, but he's not. That's the whole thing about Cody. I honestly feel like he degrades over time. I feel like we've already seen his prime before. I think at this point it's a downhill. It's really a downhill spiral. a downward spiral at this point, and it's just going to keep on going down and down and worse, and Cody's still going to keep on getting pushed. And if there's ever a point where he can't compete anymore, any sort of injury or whatever keeps him away, he's going to be back in booking, he's going to be back in producing, he's still going to find a way to infect wrestling with his shitty opinions and his power plays.
The thing, even with him, like if he's like in a producer role, whatever, if he's the head of creative, that is a massive problem. Well, also, like, it's maybe as a voice in the creative room, and maybe he could have some good ideas here and there. Because, like, Cody Rhodes, the good thing about him is he does come at it from, like, the old school perspective, but the problem with it is that I don't trust him. I don't trust him to build the future. Look at what he's done. Look at what he's done so far. How many people has he built? He's built nobody. In fact, he's, like, everything has been sacrificed to him to build him up, and it's failed.
Well, that's why I don't think he has much creative vision, and I don't have much hope in him fostering new talent or the youth out there. I don't have any hope in that.
Neither
because
do I.
look at what he's done for his own self. And too, that a lot of the top people in WWE, they all have creative freedom, whether it's CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton. If you reach a certain level, Rhea Ripley, they give you creative freedom to say whatever the fuck you want on the mic. Cody can go out and he can run his own angle. He can do his own shit. He could bring up something interesting to the table, but he doesn't. He's just a boring factory standard company man who comes out in his little gay suit and cuts really shitty promos. That's what he does, and beats everybody who faces him because he's Super Cody. He can't put over a new star like Trick Williams. He can't put over a new star like Royce Keys. He can't even put over a new star like Danhausen. I know he said he's a goofball. At least in the world of wrestling, he gets over. I'll give him that. He's not the type of guy you want to have on SportsCenter. But if Danhausen beat Cody, I can guarantee you, and I put money on this shit, Danhausen would bring up the SmackDown ratings probably by another 100K or 200K as champion because of the goofy shit that he does and the unpredictability.
Because with Danhausen is, in a way, what we've been talking about with pro wrestling and what it needs to have. It needs to have character. It needs to have personality. And Cody just doesn't have any of that. At least Danhausen has a personality. Like, if I'm going to imitate Danhausen, what am I going to do? It's a unique character. It's a unique, over-the-top cartoon character, whereas Cody Rhodes is just a guy with a lisp. That's all he is.
That we take too seriously. And that's the thing, too, is like, you got to understand, too, we're old schoolers. If a guy like Cody was in the Attitude Era locker room, he would have been called the F slur within the first 5 minutes. Within the first 5 minutes, they would have called him a homo, all sorts of bad shit. They would have publicly shamed him out of WWE. He's so lucky he came up when he did as Dusty's son, with Dusty working in WWE. And Dustin working there too. If he didn't have that family foundation, he wouldn't have lasted in WWE. He would have been a TNA washout.
If he had been, and I agree, if he had been in ECW in 1997, they would have thrown dildos at him and called him an F word.
Oh, yeah. No, he would have been hazed out of the arena, and even the wrestlers. I think the wrestlers wouldn't take too kindly to him, because how would you feel if there was this guy who was built like a cruiserweight, and he comes in, and he looks like a big fucking dork. He's got a dorky-ass tattoo on his neck. He's dressed in some, like, periwinkle tight suit that tries to show
skull
off
mask.
His bubble butt for whatever reason. He's got, that gay-ass fucking edgelord 12-year-old tattoo on his fucking neck. He's got the bleach blonde hair. He just looks like a goofy joke of a man. And here he is taking himself ultra seriously and politicking and telling you what to do. If you're like Road Warrior Hawk or Road Warrior Animal, you would I could see both of them looking at each other, laughing a little bit, and then beating the shit out of him on the spot.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's nothing larger than life about Cody Rhodes. I think that's ultimately the issue here, is that there's nothing. He's just a guy in a coat with a lisp and bleach blonde hair and a stupid neck tattoo. Or at least with John Cena, it's like, who the fuck looks like John Cena?
No, you're absolutely right, man. Who does look like John Cena? And that who takes himself seriously, especially for Cody to be the type of guy that says, you can body shame me anytime you want. Oh, good, we're going to body shame you. And a part of that body shaming is the fact that you won't work on your fucking lisp. It's too distracting. Take the Dr. Fierce tape. Come on, man.
Take the tape, put it in, listen to it. Go
Yes.
If you don't have a tape player, go get a tape player. Pop that Dr. Swears tape in there from Cable Guy, and you fucking listen to it, and you fix that fucking lisp. Because you can't take it seriously. And the other thing too with John Cena, it's like with John Cena, it's like in addition to having a physique that like maybe 0.00000001% of the planet has, like he's got a cartoon personality on top of all that. You know, John Cena, that high energy cartoon character voice, like he's got that on top of it. What does Cody Rhodes have?
Well, I love the fact that John Cena, I love the fact that John Cena has different modes. He's got cartoon highfalutin John Cena. He's got communist China John Cena. He's got like Hollywood liberal celebrity John Cena. He's got WWE hype guy John Cena. He knows how to switch gears. Oh, even when you see him out in public, friendly robot John Cena. He's got these different gears that he goes into. Cody has no gears. It's just I'm a guy that loves the men and loves vodka and dogs. You know, that's all you get.
Libations.
That's libations.
I mean, well, it's like Cody Rhodes is a nice guy. I will give him that. He's a nice guy. I'm pretty sure he's really nice to his fans. Great for him on that. Good on him for that. The problem with it is that there's no personality to back it. There's no like larger than life cartoonish personality to back it up. Like Ultimate Warrior, like there's like dumb marks like Jim Cornette that don't understand why Ultimate Warrior got over. He was a cartoon character come to life on steroids and cocaine. That's why he got over.
Well, that's why we got to stop listening to people like Jim Cornette and Dave Meltzer and all these old dated fucks, like even Grandma LaGreca. Anybody who is over the age of 60 should not be listened to in pro wrestling because they have nothing to offer modern day. And they they could scream from the mountains, oh, things have changed, the styles have changed. Then how come they're still putting over the shit that they liked when they were a kid? They're not putting over, they'll notice that. Dave Meltzer will never put over modern shit unless it's in Japan. He's always putting over shit from his childhood, the 70s and 80s and 60s. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. He puts over people that kiss his ass, like CM Punk and FTR have always kissed his ass. But that's the problem, too, with Cody, is that he kisses Triple H's ass to get what he wants. And that has led to what we have right now, is this Nepo baby that offers nothing, keeps on bringing the ratings down, and I guarantee you he will be the death of WWE, at least for SmackDown, as long as he is champion. He is nothing that you want to have at the top. He is nothing but failure. Let's be honest.
Like, just think about that. Like, if SmackDown gets under 1 million viewers again with the dash panel spike bump in viewership, what does it tell you about Cody Rhodes as a draw? What does it tell you about the booking of that fucking brand? Oh, and by the way, you can't blame Road Dogg anymore.
Oh no, that's the thing too, is that they'll always find somebody to blame, and that's the thing is they don't want to blame Cody.
No, I blame Mark Shapiro and Iron Manuel. I never blame Triple H even though he runs the creative committee. Like, these fucking fans drive me crazy.
That's why I try my best not to listen to them. You can never convince them otherwise. It's like talking to a brick wall, except brick walls are more intelligent.
Brick wall is more intelligent. You'll get more common sense from a brick wall. Like, I just don't understand. Like, I see these people. Why? It's like they can't bring themselves to actually hate Triple H for what he's done to wrestling and the fact that he's such a horrible booker. They have to love him. I don't get it. Is it they can't get over the fucking NXT whack and old era that they jerked off to? I don't understand. What is it?
It's a lot of it is it's a mixture of the black and gold era and the Triple H that they grew up with DX. A lot of them have that nostalgia. There are marks for that shit. Yeah. And they fucking suck off that nostalgia dick. Like, he's still fucking cool. He's just a cool rich white guy. Look, he's even cool with Donald Trump. He's so fucking cool. And I'm just thinking, dude, this guy is in a fucking dog suit getting butt fucked, you know? I'm not thinking he's cool, you know? That's the last thing I think. I think this guy is ruining wrestling. And we've even got people who were stuck on this guy and thought he was cool. You know, they couldn't lift off the rose-colored glasses. We got him to realize, dude, this guy is the reason why you tuned out. He's the reason why you did a video and said, it's the fans' fault. He's the one who brought in those fans and fostered them and brought in these psychopaths and tuned out casuals because he wanted his work rate garbage. And not because I personally feel he liked it or likes it for that matter. I feel he does it just to get internet likes. It's all about his ego and all about being praised.
It is. That's all it is. It's all about being praised and being liked. And And that's why what Mark Shapiro did, he really did them a solid, because the retards are able to get back and say, oh, no, it's not Triple H's fault, you fucking idiot. No, it's TKO. I'm like, TKO got involved in one match. No, sorry. They got involved in 2 matches. That's it. What about the rest of the card? And they'll never answer you. They'll just block you because they can't answer you. Yeah. They got no comeback. So that's their way of, they'll say, oh, you're a fucking idiot, and then they'll block you. Because there's no comeback to it.
I immediately do not conversate with people who start off a conversation by calling me a fucking retard or a fucking idiot. At that point, right, you are not valid for conversation. You are mirroring what you're saying, and I can't talk with you because it's to the point where I'm not going to get any sort of intellectual conversation on not only wrestling but nothing from you at that point. You are fucking useless and worthless. You're just a troll. So at that point, no, you got to really rule these people out, and these people that are sticking up for Triple H, I will say this much, they're getting fewer and far between. They're not as prevalent as they used to be in 2025. So that's a good thing. And same thing goes for Cody Rhodes fans. Not as prevalent and psychotic as they used to be. They used to be everywhere, man. Same thing with Triple H fans, everywhere. Now they're narrowing down.
The way I agree, they are narrowing down. And the way I look at it is like this. Last night, we're recording this on Thursday. We're recording this right now on Thursday night. Last night on Wednesday, on Dynamite, Harley Cameron, right?
Awesome.
They gave you a segment where she's having a backstage interview. Mini Shirt Cow like tears the shirt. Harley Cameron's wearing a shirt, tears the collar, didn't realize that she was just wearing a bra underneath it. So Harley Cameron goes with it, and she like does like a Hulk Hogan thing, rips the shirt off. She's wearing nothing but a bra, right? They're giving you shit like that. Like AEW, they got a lot of problems. They got a lot of shit to fix. But at least they're giving you some adult-oriented, fun content like that. WWE is giving you corporate slop. So, like, as bad as WWE is right now, at least there's AEW giving that. There's JCW giving you good shows. Fuck TNA. They fucking suck. They've gone down the tubes. But at least you've got AEW and JCW. Fuck everything else. You've got shows to care about. It's not like wrestling is dead. It's that there's other shows to watch. So watch AEW. Watch JCW.
Or try to sit through TNA and don't watch it like we did last time. So, guys, thank you for joining us for this Triple H is a bad booker on Cody being the no draw. NC.
JCN.
Peace out.